Okay, wait, first of all, do I have a voice? I do, even a bit too loud. Like always. But I'm gonna keep it that way for now. I changed the skin? I think I did yesterday. Okay, so for now I'm gonna give up the... maybe not the whole stream today, the assassin. Because I am 60 to 40 still on the Glad, which class I'm gonna play. Unfortunately, okay, I'm gonna say this later. Let's do the stuff which I made. Critical hit, penetration, frontal attack, frontal damage boost 3%. Interesting. Because it's like showing the direction. We might have more benefits of attacking from the front. Pretty decent those wings are. But those for the PvE seems top 1 or top 2, because there is also there are other wings which are very nice also. Oh. Bonjour. Broken arm. I hope your arm is okay right now. Can you tell me from what broken arm? Because I have some suggestion. Bucha. Sorry. Nice to see you. Let's do this thing. Oh, interesting about this guy gear. I guess he's so much geared right now. This gladiator. He's... I mean, we were talking just a little bit, like a few weeks ago, and he had similar gear to mine. Oh, yeah. Funny. So funny. Yeah, this is the good moment right now, especially with the new instance, to change some accessory. Wait, I wanted to see he have which one? Ah, he simply have colored. So I know there is a webcam. Sorry about that. There he have a paralyze. I have, of course, the damage one. Ah, right, I forgot I need more PV damage boost after that. And why? No, okay, damage boost. Okay, nice. Nice. What was it? Malkina! Nice to see you, Malkina. Very nice to see you, Malkina. And nice to see you, Malkina. Let's do this stuff. I am disappointed of the macro change, but I'm gonna talk about this later, because there is too much to say. Jeez, 3 weeks no play. short instance to warm up. Goodness, I don't know what to think about this macro. Changes. Need to change it again. Razor so slow. Actually, don't need a macro for now. This is a macro here, but okay, let's be it. The new macro is so extremely unsatisfying. So unsatisfying. Jeez. 150? What is the max? 50 or 60? I don't know. Forgot. We have new instances, like the new normal instance and new transcendence, right? Oh, it's the same difficultness. Okay, so it's nice. It's fine, but at this point I think it's... I mean, my Arcana cards, they are not perfect, especially after the last upgrade of the Arcana system, but I won't invest any more time to this part of the game, I guess, because it's too close to the global release. I have decent Arcanas and that's fine. Because, wait, don't tell me we have two new cards. We have new cards from... Please don't tell me, please don't tell me. What is the name? Dice Lantern. Where is the reward? Dice and Lantern. Oh, fucking shit. I don't know what to do inside this. Should I just simply go and... fuck it? I need to watch at least one movie. Oi, oi, oi. Also new expedition. That is nice. Okay. Okay. And more, okay. Same old Deus. This is the Deus? Okay. I mean, you mean the transcend? No, I mean that. Actually, I don't care about the expedition. I mean the transcendence. This is the completely new instance, right? So new mechanics. So at least I need to see one movie, I think. Otherwise, I feel guilty dying too much. But this is the same old Deus. I see. Okay. Thank you. for info. I can of course test the solo version easily, but there is, I guess, zero reason for that, but I can do it, why not? But first of all, I am so extremely unsatisfying of this new because the macro system in the game has been nerfed, right? Yesterday or 2 days ago, and obviously the first thing I did after I arrived home yesterday, after the holiday, I checked the stream of the Tanker King, and that's perfect. He decided to test this very well, and I am extremely unsatisfied. Yeah, I'm extremely unsatisfied. What are his tests? Oh wait, first of all the Korean, and let's auto-translate to the English right here. I already did yesterday. This is the only thing I did after I log in. After 3 weeks yesterday, I decided to be on the dummy for 1 hour, and I tested different scenarios, and unfortunately the scenario, the Tanker King, actually the people are telling to the Tanker King what is the most efficient way right now after the macro change of DPSing, and this way that he's testing, and he proved this new way to have the highest damage, at least as a Glad, but I also believe this is similar to the other classes. This way is 1-to-1 directly dependent of the ping. So if I was testing the same way that is the most efficient right now, it's not working. I mean, it's working, but extremely not effective, you know, not efficient at all. And so, wait, maybe, well, let's watch it together, because I didn't watch the whole thing, actually. I just stopped at the moment he showed this new most efficient way. But how to... Here. Jesus. And of course his attack speed. And this is also, oh my god, there are so many things to say, like... the new most efficient system of the macro, let's say, of DPSing, is way worse, way less satisfying, unfortunately, because of the how the character is moving, using the skills. There was some boss.
이렇게 했다고요. 아이.
And so because this is the stream, as I understand what he's saying right now with the auto translation, when I was watching this yesterday, this is the stream immediately after the main trance, and he was doing, right now he do the same test on the dummy for 1 minute, like before this, before the main trance, before the macro changes, macro nerfs. And actually this is not even macro nerf. I mean, okay, it is. For 1 minute, right? 56, 57, 58, 59. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm going to move it here. And that was his first test. So he did 1.2 million of damage in 1 minute, exactly 1 minute. And he's 64 hits of the overhead slam up and down.
어제 거가 잠깐만.
And this is from the yesterday, just before, exactly 1 minute on the dummy, before the main trance. It's 3 millions, 2.1 versus 3 millions, with the same mechanic, same macro.
어제 거가
What the fuck? Okay, I missed that yesterday. 64 versus 90. And hello Arano. We have to keep that in mind. Tanker King is one of the guy who is not using the macro in the game. Never. He was never using the macro. He's using only the macro in the software.
내려치기 내려치기 90타였는데 64타. DPS가 어제 300만. 오늘
This is huge change. Huge macro nerf. But of course the players figure out already new way to be at least similar efficient, which is less satisfying, like I said.
210만. 어제 거랑 똑같아요, 지금. 똑같이 실험했어요, 어제 거랑. 그 어제 오늘 새벽이죠?
Oh wait, no. Actually no, because I remember he did the mistake like he was attacking the dummy from the behind. But okay, let's watch it. Or not from the him.
210만.
Let's see.
여기서 그러니까 바꿔야 돼. 아니 전방에서 때리라고요. 어제도 이렇게 했다고요. 아유 답답하네 진짜. 어제랑 똑같이 한다니까 실험을. 어제도 이렇게 때렸다고. 어제도 뭐 전방 후방 뭐 헛소리하고 있자고. 아 그래? 그래 내가 헛소리한 거야? 잠깐만. 아 그래요? 아 스샷은 전방 피했어?
Okay, yeah, so he did. Jesus, I really love that this is so simple to translate the language you completely do not understand. This auto translation at the YouTube. Which class do you recommend? Few of them. But depends what you like. If you want to be range or not. The Spirit Master, great. Chanter, decent. Sork, between decent and great. Glad, it's hard for me to judge right now after yesterday nerfs, but the Glad one of the greatest. Templar, decent. What else? Assassin, not even decent still at this point, unfortunately. What else? This is it?
아 죄송합니다. 내가 헛소리한 거구나.
Actually, but you know, I'm talking about the knowledge. So yeah, actually ignore my answer because I wasn't playing for almost 3 weeks, and in AION2 everything is changing so often and so much, and just like the thing I'm watching after the yesterday maintenance when the NCSoft nerfed the macros. That's the point. They did not nerf the macros. They just forced the players to figure out new way. You know.
죄송합니다. 제가 검성 때문에 지금 예민해서 죄송합니다.
Okay, so he did a mistake. He was attacking the dummy from the wrong side. That's why the damage was wrong. 2.1 is wrong.
내가 실수한 거구나. 다시 해볼게요. 나 어제 여기서 때렸구나 어제. 그래 DPS가 90만이나 떨어질 리가 없어.
So he lost 900,000, but it's not true. This is easiest way to see if the player is using in-game macro or in software macro, when you can see the buttons are clicked so much faster. I mean so fast, like here. It definitely means it's not in-game macro. And wait. This is not in-game macro, you can see. It's not even a macro, but you know what I mean. And this is in the game macro. Jesus, this new way, this new most efficient way is so unsatisfying. I don't want to play unsatisfying game. What the heck?
치유 힐량 증가돼서.
By the way, my attack speed wouldn't be so different than Tanker King if we would have the same ping. This is how much ping is important. Jeez.
여러분들 어제보다 한참 때려야 돼요. 칼날 날리기라고 하던데. 칼날을 내가 정화하거나 상치하면 끝나서. 근데
It's 2.7 millions DPS, millions per second, and this dummy inside the Legion ship have different defense? I'm not sure about that.
내찍 타수가 한 30타 줄어서 30타 타수가.
Okay. Oh, 2.6 instead of 2.1. That's right.
DPS 260만. 아까보다 DPS 올랐어요. 그러니까 어제 한 거는 DPS 300만, 오늘 260만, 그리고 내려찍기 타수가 91.
So yesterday, before the macro change, he gave 2 times 90 hits and 3 minions.
지금은 60타 정도?
91 hits, and that's exactly the same way after the macro nerf. It's 63 and 2.8 2.6.
60타 정도 나요. 이거를 어떻게 바꿔야 되는지가 약간 머리 아픈데?
And so the player is going to tell him right now to test the new efficient way, which is using the macro in the game, and he was never using the macro in the game, so it's more about learning the next 2 minutes.
어지러지런데? 에리를 이거 어떻게 넣어요, 여러분들? 이거 아깝네. DPS 40만 날라.
And that's oh my god, there's
근데 이거 그거 초보라서.
So basically I'm going to, of course, for the people which going to watch maybe my stream later to see what is this way, I'm going to precisely describe what is the new way of the new macro, at least on the Glad. But two things. First of all, this skill, the most basic skill for everyone, this one. Somehow, even if, unfortunately I have 18 instead of 20 right now, but fuck it, after the Arcana changes. But actually I think I can go to the 20 with the new Arcana, new Transcendence instance, right? I'm not sure what are skills inside the new cards. Doesn't matter. What I mean, somehow the new the King Strike, which is so much worse than the Rending Blow, when you put the King Strike in the macro, then your DPS will be much higher. Just by that. Your character is not using even the King Strike very often. So it's about the skill animations, I guess. It's work like this. So you have to put right now the King Strike, even if the skill is pointless, because you don't need MP, you don't need that hits, and it's not even powerful. And the players, unfortunately, Tanker King, unfortunately or fortunately, it doesn't matter. I mean, you have to judge. Tanker King is using the AION2 control mode, which is this one. So your left, unfortunately your moving camera is locked. You are moving your view, your direction every time you move the mouse. You can't click anything, so it's like constant moving. I hate this. I never could use to it. That's why I'm using AION1. And also no, you can't hear me that way, Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to talk like this. And when you are using AION2 control mode, then the LPM, right, RPM and LPM, so right click and the left click of the mouse, are using the most basic skills. So basically the new macro, the new most efficient macro is about, right now, is about to target your opponent, click left, click right, I mean, you don't have to click many times. You just need to click this one and this one together, keep it, and that's it. So basically, this button will use the macro. The right click will use the macro. Left click will use only this key strike. So when you use together macro and key strike, you have the most efficient way somehow in AION2 after the macro change. And this is annoying. And I found it. I was testing this way. Exact the same like the Tanker King yesterday. And I figured out, of course, this is not the only way to have the exact same results, because I cannot play with AION2, and I'm trying to figure out what is the exact same way, but in AION1 control mode. And I found it, obviously, because you just need to understand how this works. You just basically need to give the key strike at the very end of the macro, so you don't have to press left and right click button. Mouse button all the time, so it's even more simpler. It's different, let's say, but it's the same way. And the key strike has to be at the end, because it doesn't give you benefits if you're going to change the order of the skills of the key strike in the macro. So basically, but let's see his results.
아, 이러면 또 기다려야 되는데. 아씨, 어지러지라네 이거. 아,
Hello.
이렇게 바꿔야 되는 게 많아.
There's too many things needs to be changed. It's just 3 or 4 things.
아, DPS 40만 날라가.
Ahoj, bratku.
근데 이거 지금 보면 지금까지는.
So for now, the same way for him. It's 2.6 million versus 3 millions after the macro nerf.
이게 잘 발동할지 모르겠네 이게.
Okay, so he's still figuring out how this works. And this is the wrong way of testing this, because he's not pressing the key strike very often.
이거 인게임 그러니까 이게 왜 안 나가? 예리가? 이거 인게임 매크로가 잠깐만 이거 예리가 왜 안 나가죠?
This macro order which people telling him, like forcing him to use at his chat, it's not also necessary. It's not completely necessary. I mean the direction of the skills. Sorry, the order of, not direction, the order of two skills. The order of those two skills is crucial. So for the Glad, the overhead slam has to have more priority than rending blow. That's why it's at the bottom, and this one is at the top. And after those two, also you have to give into the macro key strike, like I said. So the buffs doesn't have to. I mean, of course, if you want to be extremely more efficient, like you don't want to use even 1 millisecond, okay, let's say even 5 milliseconds to the buff cooldowns, then you can put the buffs into the macro or at the skill bar so your character will use the buffs immediately after every reset. That's why he have the buffs right here, those buffs. But he will have no space for this one right now, because he has to use the overhead slam with the higher priority than the rending blow.
이렇게 옮기라고 이렇게?
It actually doesn't matter which.
절매 이거를 같은 줄.
It doesn't matter on which tree, which row, skill bar row he's going to use the rending blow and the overhead slam. It just matters for the macro, you know. Which one is set as a macro?
이렇게. 그러니까 이게 왜 안 나가? 예리가? 이거 인게임 매크로가 잠깐만. 이거 예리가 왜 안 나가죠?
It's I'm wondering actually. I could test this, but of course it's pointless to do this on the stream because that's gonna take like 10 minutes and simple clicking all the time. But this is of course a mistake in his macro that he's using the keen strike at the first place. He should the keen strike could be at the bottom if he would turn off software multiple clicking. There is few things that are correlated each other. Depends if you are using the software macro or in-game macro.
크로가 잠깐만.
But he has to delete the keen strike from the macro right here, because if he's using AION2 control mode, then he need to. No, he doesn't need to have the. Actually, I could test it, but this is one. At least this is one of the way to be most efficient right now after the macro change, macro nerf, that he has to have keen strike right here and click it for his. Actually, for me, it looks extremely exhausting, like you have to press those two buttons together all the time, and you know, and depends what kind of DPI you are using in the mouse, but clicking those two buttons, left and right mouse button, and moving your mouse very wide, you know, it's.
이거 예리가 왜 안 나가죠?
So delete this one.
이렇게 옮기라고 이렇게?
Oh, I closed.
맨크를 없애고 우클릭에 매크로 넣어야 돼요.
Yeah, put the macro on the right click. It's also not necessary. This is just one of the ways.
스킬 매크로.
So he have the use the macro on the right click mouse. For me, it looks crazy, extremely exhausting.
우클릭에다 넣었는데? 인게임에 예리 첫 번째에 놓고 예리는 여기 있어요 지금 여기.
Okay, he's trying to figure out.
된다고 여기.
And Tanker King is extremely experienced and extremely well playing player, but he's just a little bit struggling only because he was never using the macro in the game, and right now he's forced to do it.
아 근데 이거 설정하는 거 자체가 졸라 짜증난다 근데. 아 이거를 갑자기 왜 바꿔야 돼? 그래서 이걸 없애.
So yeah,
스킬 매크로에서
he deleted the keen strike from the macro
이걸 없애고 제가
because it's like two keen strike. He's pressing the left mouse and also to use the keen strike, and he also had the keen strike skill in the macro, so it's not good to use
그냥 누르라고 해.
the same skill in two ways at the same time. And exactly, overhead slam has to have higher priority than rending blow.
아 이거를 이제 이렇게 되는 거야?
It's kinda. No, it's not waste of. It's waste of space for him to use the buffs right here, because he could move the buffs, the stigma buffs anywhere, and just give them into the macro. This new stigma skill bar row into the macro. As I tested, it's completely the same.
오케이 뭔 말인지 알았어요.
So right now, so before the macro nerf, 3 millions in 1 minute of dummy for him. After the main trance, immediately after, and macro nerf, 2.6 with exact same situation. Does the ping in the macro play any role? How to express myself to this question? Nice to see you. The ping is most important. It's number one. Most important. The ping, it's everything according to the macros. Because I said this a few minutes ago, when I am testing the same way on the dummy like he does, I have completely different result. I don't mean the DPS, I mean how the macro works, because the macro needs to be stable and pretty low to be efficient. That's why I am pretty unsatisfied after the macro change, because, you know, from the Europe I have high ping. I mean, what millisecond I will put inside? You have to put the 10 milliseconds in the game, so that's the lowest. 10 milliseconds is the lowest, and you have to put this. Actually, I could test this with higher. Maybe that would work with the high. Okay, it's good suggestion. I could test with, like, because I have like 180 to 120 ping, depends of the situation, which is extremely high. If I would give the delay between the skills higher, maybe it could be more efficient. Maybe, but also that requires like half hour of testing at least, so that's not for the stream. Or maybe just one. Maybe I'm just going to change one time the milliseconds in a second and see, maybe that will give me any difference. Do you see how that? 1 second. Okay, so what I wanted to say. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, okay. I wanted to say something like the AION2 animations are becoming more. I'm wondering even if I should said it. I mean, there is big. The NCSoft have huge space for them, because if the animation of the skills is not directly dependent of the attack speed at all, because if your attack speed is extremely fast, then your animation will be just stopped, and the next one will be immediately after. And this is very easy to see when your character is going to the black mode, let's say. So when you are using your skills faster, then right now you don't see my character is black anyhow, right? Even if I'm going to click this all the time. Wait, I didn't change my macro? I thought I changed it, sorry. I know, guys, this is... I'm explaining this in too complicated way. Where is macro? Here. No, it's fine. It's changed. So basically, AION2 skill mechanics, allows you to cut the animation, and the in-game mechanics will cut the animation. And this is more visible after the macro change right now, because this is funny. I mean, okay, it doesn't matter. So, before the macro change, 3 millions he had in 1 minute. After the macro change, the same way, not in the game macro, but in the software macro, his result was 2.6 million. And right now, this is the most efficient way after the macro change. And you can see, like, his skills are not clicked like million times a second. You can see how slow. I mean, again, you don't see that, like blinking all the time. So basically, the ping is the most important here, because the ping gives you the synchronization between the skills. If you have the high ping, like we do playing on the Asian servers, then we have zero synchronization between the skills, and that's why our result and the animation, how it looks, is completely odd.
좌우클 꾹. 좌우클.
And you can see, I mean, this is the thing that Keen Strike is doing, this skill. Just like I said, Keen Strike, completely pointless skill to be in the macro, because it's low damage, doesn't give you any nice effects or anything, but somehow this, when character is forced to use this skill, because he's pressing left and the right click all the time right now, you can see the character goes to the black mode all the time, so it's cutting the animation somehow. Without the Keen Strike, this macro doesn't work this way.
손 들어 보이는데? 뭐지? 왜 이렇게 들어 보이지?
You can see how often the character is black, you know, and cutting the animations.
너무 느린 것 같은데?
So right now, instead of 3 millions, it's 2.85, but also in next few minutes he will do a couple of adjustments, very tiny adjustments, so he going to have identical damage, DPS, I mean. The auto attack Keen Strike works like the AAC, sorry, what was the AAC in AION 1? What do you mean by the shortcut AAC? Auto attack. What is the shortcut of AAC? Auto attack cancel. Ah, okay, cancel. What is the? You have to give a shortcut to every sentence. AAC. Okay, it's the only skill for every class that allows cancel animations. It's not. I mean, we are using. It's not actually a cancel animation, right? Because it's different mechanic in AION 2. But yes, when people figure out, I mean, okay. At least when I figure out, it was like 3 or 4 weeks after the AION 2 release in the Asia, that you can wave. It's not basically a waving, it's forcing character to use the skill faster, you know. So, because when I'm just pressing the rending blow, which is the second basic skill, then it's this attack speed. Okay, no. Actually, right now I can see like the character is waving by its own, but when you're going to wave by yourself, then you might be even more efficient with the attack speed, with the hits per second, not the damage, but hits per second. You just need to wait after every clicking branding blow, you just need to wait small amount of time, depends what is your ping, right? So auto attack cancel, I guess, waving. Yeah, but you know, it's stupid that you have to. Players always I mean, players will always find the way to be most efficient. So even when the NCSoft nerfed the macros yesterday, the players already figure out the way to be close or the same efficient. The problem is it's less satisfying and slightly more complicated. I mean, okay, depends. If let's say slightly more complicated and less satisfying, because in my case this macro looks completely shit. It looks shit like this. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's giving you the rending blow, sometimes it's giving you the Keen Strike. There is not same order with those skills, and right now I'm using the same way the Tanker King is using at the movie, just in AION 1 control mode. And of course much worse ping, that's why it's much less efficient. But I'm going to test with the higher milliseconds in the macro in a second.
DPS는 올랐네? 아까보다? 5만. 그러니까 파맹 쓰면 비슷할 것 같은데요? 어제도 이거 이렇게 200. 네, 안녕하세요. 적중시 추가 피.
Okay, so that's it. The conclusion is I don't like it. I would prefer just to use the overhead slam one by one, like, you know. Do I want to destroy it? You know, just like all the time without anything between. Okay, let's. It should be about 40 millions. 38, 40 millions for me at this dummy. What is this? And do I need I just changed my buttons 1 second ago. This should be macro. I mean the macro is on different button. This is on the mouse, this is on the second mouse. Okay. So it's 43 million, so let's say it's about 40, a bit more efficient this time. But it's fine. For 43 million overall. This is the DPS. 46, 45, and I have to say, the way my character is using the skills right now in this way, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. There is not a synchronization between the skills. There is not a same order, and this is like somehow for me it's not great. Okay, right now let's give what kind of how much milliseconds, since I have about 200 ping, right? Okay. By the way, can we go back to the number right here? Anywhere in the options? I couldn't find yesterday. Like to see the exact ping right here. I would like to see like before. Let's go first. I don't know, 20. I think that's going to be even worse. But okay, we are looking for this good synchronization. Nothing else, right? how much it was? I just did one more hit. It was 38 millions, right? So it's worse. I noticed 59 seconds at 38 millions instead of more than 40, so doesn't give you direct benefits. Let's change it to... Okay, let's test 50. Just to see the result. Maybe I should also do different test only with the Keen Strike cooldown. Not cooldown, but the waiting time delay. It's slower, that's for sure, but maybe the synchronization will be better now. And definitely it's much less satisfying to use. This is funny, like my attack speed with such a high ping is so much lower. Okay, that's gonna suck. $37. Not so much worse, actually, to the result I expected, but it's not a good way. So maybe instead of go that high from 10 milliseconds, let's go to 12 or 15. I didn't know we can go so high. Just the same, like with the 10 milliseconds, if you ask me. And you know about how many hits I have before? More, right? Okay, so this is a short test, extremely short test, but I'm going to go back to the lowest as possible, 10 milliseconds, because that seems best anyway. And also when you are doing some different content, because I'm just alone in the dummy with few players around me, but if you are in the group or in the alliance, let's say, or in the open world, then you have different ping, right? So these tiny changes won't matter anything. Okay, so the conclusion is this is so unsatisfying. The new way, it sucks. What about the assassin? I don't remember my DPS when I was playing 3 weeks ago. I was doing a bit of the dummy tests, but I'm still trying to figure out the best macro. still don't have 20 hardcore, which is the most efficient to the assassin macro. At 16, at the 20 would give me much DPS because which I forgot. After 3 weeks I forgot so many things, but there is some other specialty that every assassin is using. Do I have anything to do to test? Yeah, I do. Wait, what is my gear score? 44, almost 45. And my DPS so low. I don't remember completely those bosses, but after one death, I'm gonna figure out. Just one scroll? Lol, I can't die now. I'm going to have higher. Oh wow. I thought I'm going to have higher DPS. But yeah. Again. Oh wait, I don't have... What the fuck, I don't have scrolls. Do I have white running? Jesus, stop. Okay, fuck it. I didn't came here to figure out the assassin. Hello, Luati. Much appreciated. So definitely I need to go new Transcendence, but before that, let's go at least one of the solo new instance. So basically it's just simple Deus research, like with 0 changes. Quick question, maybe strange one. Is character size height affects anyhow the PvP encounters? So do you mean the hitbox? No, it doesn't. It is more difficult to spot smaller players ATC. To spot? If you mean the hitbox, there is no... As I know, there is no change. You know. Much smaller, for example. The hitbox is just the same, identical. I think I was testing that but many months ago. But to spot, probably not. And I mean, I'm not completely sure, but probably it's not difference when you are far away from your opponent. And also it's important to mention that the the render distance has been fixed. I can say fixed. It's improved much to see your opponent from far away. Let's say it's fixed. Dziękuję za followka jeszcze raz. Okay, let's go on this new instance. New, but old. Of course, I'm going to solo it. But I feel so strange, really, with this new macro, like... yeah. Okay, the damage is pretty high, I have to admit. Fucking shit. Okay, I need to watch on the electric. About one skill. Will you kill me? Let's test. So only electric is high damage. This direction, I don't know, because this map is slightly different. The boss is the same, but what now? What am I supposed to do? Quarantine device. It's too late for that. No obelisk, but fuck it. Will you block me? He didn't block me even once, right? Where are you supposed to go here? You cannot ride? Mount? So basically the NCSoft is just simply started to copy the content, copy paste. So also the question is if he will try to kill the platform, destroy the platform. Let's go from behind. Can you block? Jesus. I was waiting probably too much for... Oh, did I took? No, I didn't. Lol. I was probably waiting too much for his stagger. I mean, for my stagger. I was worrying he's going to destroy the platform too fast. It seems you don't have to. But it seems I should take the Kibelisk. But this instance looks pretty short. At least at the beginning, it's one of the fastest instances. Cannot block this? Zero synchronization. Okay, it's easy, boss. Okay, and right now I definitely should go the tungsten dance, so let's watch at least one movie. What is the name? Norian. Norians. The Whelps. Matsin. Matsin. Okay, nice. 3 minutes. I love Matsin. I mean, at least since some time, Matsin. Thank you for that. You giving us short explanations. Which, oh my god, okay, this is not the explanation. This is just the last boss and this last stage. I just want the basic foundation, just 1 minute video. Cleric point of view. Any close combat? No? Okay, basic. Let's go back to the Tanker King, because I believe he's going to do it. I know he will do the last level, but so there will be more mechanics. He's on the dummy so long.
뒤에 숫자가 있어야 돼. 디코 아이디가. 지금 알려주려고 하시는 분들 상태 다 왜 이래? 아 진짜. 디코 아이디는 그 아이디 인데 이거 확실하지 않? 서리님 오케이. 아니 서리님. 아이디 다른 걸로.
Are you testing anything?
페이지 다운. 스킬 매크로를 2개. 이거 2개 넣고. 됐나?
Yeri, oh sorry, you can't see. Yeri, he's calling the keen strike, the basic skill that is cutting the animations. And as I see, he's trying to make it more and more efficient. The problem is the limitation in the game right now. Oh, actually, he's testing. This is the repeat skill. Sorry, not Q skill. Yeah, this is the skill Q. He's testing right now with on. Okay. Actually, before I go the transcendence, the mechanics are the most interesting for me. Looks nice, but actually everything will looks nice compared to our ping.
잘 나가네. 잘 나간다. 잘 나가네.
Okay, so actually let me test. Don't tell me that. I mean, tell me that will give me that can give us. So right now the skill, you can see the description. You can read the description how it works. And let's see. Sorry about the double sound right now. Looks identical. Damage looks identical. $40 millions. I could say even slightly worse, but no difference, let's say.
스킬이 온 하니까 깔끔하네. 깔끔하네. 엄청 깔끔하네. 이게 맞네. 아 드디어 해거방 찾았네.
The synchronization between the low pink is amazing.
절단 버리세요. 절단.
And the skills.
이거네. 이게 최선이네. 절단 버리고.
And again I'm gonna say, like, his attack speed is not extremely better than my attack speed, and you could see how my rotation is looks like.
아, 알려주신 분들 감사합니다. 알려주신 분들 많아요. 이분들 말고도 알려주신 분들 많으신데 일단 마지막에 알려주신 분이 확실히 깔끔하게 해결해 주셨습니다. 절단 버리세요, 절단. 아, DPS 측정할게요. 잠깐만요. 한번 해보죠, DPS.
So basically he's right now he decided to make the turbo skill, I mean turbo from the macro program, his software, macro software. For me it's this one, so I could make the macro, but no, it's impossible because you cannot turbo in-game macro, otherwise it's not working completely. So I cannot make the macro in the software to use the in-game macro and this one with the turbo. But I can try to use two buttons at the same time, at least to test. Because right now I'm using the turbo on the king strike and on the rending blow separately on different buttons, and my macro is also on the completely different button. Let's try to delete the king strike from the macro, which is necessary at this point after the macro nerf. And let's try, first of all, just like this. This is truly fucking amazing how my attack speed is so much lower compared to the Tanker King when our attack speed is so close. This is fucking remarkable. Okay, let's go test. But okay, let's see. Looks better. Not sure. Looks the same. It's almost 42, so exact same result just at the very beginning. It's always like... so weren't they supposed to fix difference from the ping in damage? I don't know, this is my second day, I mean actually first day after 3 weeks AFK, being AFK. Did they said something like this? I mean yesterday they nerfed the macros very much, so the player is figuring out the new most efficient way for the DPS. And I'm testing since yesterday a bit different things. It's 40. So using right now the king strike, turbo king strike on the separate button, not in the macro, doesn't give me any benefits. But let's test with the skill queue. That won't give me much also, but let's do it. It's only 1 minute. Can I say it's higher? It's too small difference, 43 millions versus 42 also at the beginning, but also it's only 1 minute test, so it's very short test. We can judge this from the hits and looks identical to me. 41 hits between the up and down. Overhead slam. Oi, oi, oi.
이거 스킬 쿨만 추가시키고.
Okay, he's going to test the damage.
마매를 이렇게 설정했어요. 마매를 효과 없어요.
Which is this button for him? This?
마매를 이렇게 설정했어요. 마매를
This sign, oh sorry, you can see this sign used to be right here, but he changed. So right now, which one is this?
이렇게 예리 키 2개 넣고, 이게 예리예요. 예리 넣고, 이거는 그 스킬 매크로 시작 단축.
This is the Yeri?
키 2개 넣고.
So the king strike for
이렇게 마매를 이렇게 설정했어요. 마매를 이렇게.
wait, let's go before.
300.
Which button is this for his? I'm just I'm just curious. It won't change anything. I'm just curious which mouse button for him gives him the Yuri, the king strike.
똑같이 키 세팅을 똑같이 해야지 안 헷갈리게.
I don't know. Where is his software before?
하여튼 이거를 예리를 그러면 망했습니다. 어쨌든 예리를 그러면
Do you see which button is that?
어떻게 해야 되지? 예리를 그냥 한 원키로 다 나가게 설정하고 싶은데 원키로. 그러면 어떻게 해야 되지? 예리를 그냥 한 원키로 다 나가게 설정하고 싶은데 원키로. 가요. 지금까지 해본 거는 지연십도. 해볼게요. 지연십.
I like this Asian way to figuring out the most efficient way.
지금 이렇게 이거.
Right, and this is which one? This is not the Yuri, the skill. This is the rending blow right now. But okay, he's changing this very often.
우클릭.
Yeah, exactly, right click, so the macro, rending blow. And the Yuri, which one is Yuri right now? Okay, the dot is the Yuri.
점키.
Okay, fuck it, let's go back.
이거 마지막에 알려주신 분이 확실히 깔끔하게 해결해 주셨습니다. 절단 버리세요. 절단. DPS 측정할게.
This synchronization looks sexy.
잠깐만요. 한번 해보죠. DPS. 이거 스킬 쿨만 추가시키고. 지연가 없어요.
I'm starting to like again the Earth Godstone.
마매를 이렇게 설정했어요. 마매를 이렇게.
So this is the Yuri still? Sorry, the rending blow, so the macro. This button. put two Yeri keys here, so it's not anymore the macro. It's Yeri.
예리 넣고
Yeri down, Yeri up. Page down. Page down maybe right now it's the macro.
이거는 그 스킬 매크로 시작.
I am too lazy to watch this every second to figure out before.
단축키.
Yeri put down sharp and this is that macro skill short. Yes, exactly. So he basically did but it doesn't work for us. I mean, because you cannot turbo key which is the macro in the game. Otherwise, the macro won't work. Let me test this again. So for me, the macro right now is the E, which is the basic. Let's go. Jesus. Let's go macro. Let's go E. And play while the key is pressed. So it's a turbo. It's huge turbo key right now. And right now my macro should not work. It's not working. It's not working. So the conclusion is, if he's doing the software macro without turbo, but it seems like his Yeri King Strike is turbo. So that gives me the conclusion he's still pressing two buttons, King Strike separately. I'm talking with myself, guys, sorry. Lol. Jesus, this synchronization is so bad.
이렇게 세 개만 넣고 이렇게 하시면 되고, 그리고 스킬 매크로는 요거 그리고 스킬 매크로는 이렇게 하시면 되고.
It seems like there is zero. Okay, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it. How to test it? Wait, let me figure this out. So it has to be. He's not putting in the macro just the row, just this letter. He is putting the whole macro and the Yuri up down, so the button up down, and just press down. That won't work. I don't believe it that will work. Let's do the macro like this. Hello, is the game worth getting into? Nice to see you. But let me read your question, your nick first before the question. User must contain Francis. Are you from France? From France? Bonjour. Short answer for you, if you don't mind. Yes, very much. Huge potential. Huge fun. I wanted to say very limited pay to win. Depends how you define pay to win, but there is, from my perspective, still not pay to win. There is only pay to progress in AION2. Okay, so macro. This is the test macro. Okay, so let's change test to test v2. Okay, he have zero delay between, it seems. So let's, but that won't work because his reaction time in the game with ping like 5, 8 is so direct. I have like almost 200 at this point. So, first of all, it's Yuri. Yuri for me is Namlo. I don't have numlock in my keyboard because it's short keyboard, so I have to use the virtual keyboard. It's Yuri and okay, let's just click it. Okay, let's do it. But that won't work in my opinion. For me, at least for me right now. So basically he's also only pressing macro down, not up. So this is identical macro to this one that he has. But again, that won't work because we have completely different pings, and the pings is correlated directly to the macros in the game. And now let's put this switch button. Oh my god. I don't know actually which one I should test. Okay, let's go R. R is flying up. Hello, Yura. For this you need downgrade from Synapse 4 to 3. I don't have 4. Wait, which version? Please don't force. Oh my god, please don't make me not complicate this, Yura. Please don't complicate this so much. Fuck this. Oh, this is 4. Sorry, but yes. You kidding me right now, Yura? But that's gonna work in version 3? Because right now I'm just trying to test the macro to click the skill cutting, the cutting animation basic skill, which for Glad obviously is the keen strike, and then macro. For me, it's for now it's E button. Oh my god, Jesus, I don't believe everything has to be so complicated, so you have to downgrade the version of your... Okay, I'm gonna test it anyway. Keyboard, let's go at this point. Let's change the profile, let's go R, and let's go macro this time. It was V2 macro, and I'm going to leave it once. Macro is not working at all, obviously. So you're telling me, Yura, if I'm going to downgrade the Synapse, that could work? So the macro would use also, so the software macro would use the basic skill and macro in the game. But I still don't believe that even in Synapse 3, the macro, you can turbo this macro. Because the macro in the game will not work, I believe. But he's using this somehow. At least he's using this on the keen strike. Isn't this working right now? What the fuck just happened at this point? It works just like his. What the fuck? Of course it's not gonna be more efficient, I believe, with my ping, but it's working somehow. This is why the whole macro... Okay, whole macro are such bullshit, lol. You know, I mean, it has been very simple at the beginning of AION 2. Right now, the NCSoft is trying to limit the players. The problem is they never won't be limited because of the software programs like the Logitech, like the Razer, and many others, right? Still serious, many others. Because those programs, the softwares are so big, you know, so wide with the options. So the when NCSoft will try to limit the players will find the same efficient or better way to be more efficient, which might be more complicated. That is why it might be annoying. You can see how slow it is. Yes, this is slow, but it's because of the ping, Yura. I have tested since yesterday so many different scenarios, and every scenario is super... No? In Notepad? You want me to test in the Notepad? Mm-hmm. Test what? Turbo key. How it's slow? Okay, but you want me to test which one? The synapse macro that is pushing this basic skill, and also the macro in the game. This macro, right? This is the basic skill in the game, down, up, and this the number E for me in the game is a macro. Any turbo key okay, but actually I have fixed the register with that, Yura, also with the delay time of the buttons, right? Which one? It was R. There is many ways how you can boost the even in the what in the there's many programs. No, that won't help. Fuck you. Oh my god, no! I just opened million tabs. Oh my god, I'm dumb. Fortunately, I have much RAM. So that should not crash. Lol. Wait. Let me turn this. So basically, I need to downgrade, and that's gonna fix this? I don't believe my character will use the macro so much faster. Okay, I close the tabs. They make it 10 times slower? Can you use two different Synapse versions at the same time? As I remember, it's problematic. Okay, let me test, even with the Synapse 4. Nope, fuck! Because I'm going to lose so many things between the Synapse, even if I'm going to save the profile, I believe. Combat. Let's see if that's gonna be more than 42 millions. I have to press R. And I have to do the same scenario, so buff only one time, and this skill won't be used any time. Do I have to reset the PC for the Synapse? Downgrade? I have to, right? And I believe first I need to uninstall, reset PC, install new one. Oh, can you give me, I would be very grateful for that, can you give me the version or the link to the version that is working? Exactly, because there is many versions in many sites. Identical for now. Identical damage. So yeah, I am limited very much. Delete. And after restart, okay, I'm gonna wait. 42.27. Ooh la la, and what do we have it now? But no.
이렇게 하시면 되고
It seems too simple to be so nice. Like I just need to downgrade
두 개 넣고
the synapse and then that's gonna work. And I believe he's using the newest. Did he have the Logitech, right? He's using the newest software.
DPS가 안 나올 것 같은데 아예 내치기 안 나가서 해보겠습니다. 파밍은 저 안 넣어요 원래. 파밍은 제가 눌러요.
Okay, I'm going to downgrade, but if you could give me any at least info which version I should install,
지금 우클릭만 꼭 누르고 있는 거 저는.
so I'm going to find it.
우클 꼭.
I'm not angry that I'm not that fast like they are, because they have extremely great ping. But the synchronization I'm judging here, and the synchronization is whew. So I'm going.
내치기 뒤에 남.
Oh, thank you. I see Yura.
놓긴 했는데 안 나가요. 놓긴 했지만. 아까 280만 나왔죠? 제일
I want to see his result, but I see already it's higher. I remember when people were convincing me to upgrade the Synapse to the 4 version finally, because it works much better with the Classic. Okay, so it's even more efficient than it was before the macro nerf by 200,000, so it's not much, but still. And hits actually slightly less before the nerf, the up and down overhead slam, but it's just more complicated. So thank you, NCSoft. No.
내려치기 올려치기 79타 79타 DPS 320만. 와 올라갔어 DPS가. 뭐야 아까 280만이었는데? 뭐야
Hello, Manuel. They work like weak work, and after they do some and make it slow as hell. According to what? Ah, you mean Synapse 4? Okay, okay. They work for like a week. Oh, okay, I see.
그거
That's why I hate to upgrade anything, because this is just insane. Like, this is such a RNG.
돌격 자세로 그거 안 찍어도 됩니다.
But the problem, I mean, actually, I don't want to talk much about the Synapse, because the Synapse is one of the worst programs. The 3 also used to be shitty, but when I upgraded to Synapse 4, I don't know when, it was like 1.5 years ago, something like this. Since then, it's all the times crashing. I mean, in the middle of the game, the DPI is like 10,000 still. After I have completely new PC, new systems, new everything, the Synapse is still shitty as hell. Oh my god. Corsair, good for macro. Yeah, I was testing the Corsair. I tested, I bought every single most important 12-button mouse in the market. I was testing everything, and I am a slave of Razer Naga. Simple as that. So I'm just keep going complaining about that. Unfortunately. Okay, so there is one more thing to check, right? I mean the music first. Best I ever had. Okay, I won't stop the stream, but first of all, let's save the profile, just in case. I use Logitech mouse, keyboard and headset. I have the headset, the best headset I ever had. And sorry, no, and my daily mouse is the Steel series, but of course the Naga for the MMOs. What head-up do you use? You can just scroll down. It's the Logitech one, forgot the name. I'm going to do it for you, Emanuelo, because I like you. I forgot the name actually. I wanted to see this by myself anyway. It's where is it? Where's my headset? Logitech G Pro. I'm using this Logitech headset for like 3 years. It's amazing. You know, and even the cables, okay, let's say the cable right here, I mean at least the thing around the cable is completely off right now from the left and the right side, but it's still working great, so after so many years. Okay, so thank you, Yura, for the link, but first let's save the profile. How to save the profiles? That will save only this profile, only keyboard profile. I need to say some about profile. Sorry, this is a rhetoric question. How to save it? I will try to do it right now. Export, but that will export. No, everything. So this is the keyboard profiles. No. I don't even know if that will work anyhow between the profiles, between the versions of the Synapse. Just like that. No, that won't. This is Synapse 4 type. Oh, wow. Okay. But okay. Save it. Now the mouse.
You took my heart and you held it.
I love this song. Last weeks, listening in the car with a bit too fast speed. You have some mandate 2 weeks ago. How much? But without points, right? 160 zloty? Pfft. For one you might have 160. It is... I don't recognize any, you know, 160 zloty. For your nice eyes, probably only. Macro. Can I save all of the macro? No, don't tell me I have to save one by one macro. I remember my macro, all of them, but I would like to make this simple. Plums jam, it is okay. It is sweet. I don't need to save any macro actually. No, I don't need to save any macro. Every at our times, everything might have the macro, so you know. So just a fact, some companies, let's face it, like the Gameforge, resisting the macro is dumb as fuck. Because it's like limiting the players, which won't be limited anyhow. I drive from Warszawa to Lwów, and I drive some 200 plus on the speed checkpoint, like the speed distance. How to translate this? Did you get the letter? In the Lublin police stopped me. How you get 160 zloty? 160. There is not any valuation like that for that price, I think. Do you have Polish driving license that you get the... sorry, no, checkpoint you mean different, okay. I don't know, they stop me and they say... Pan, masz mandat. 160 zł is for free. Please give me that. 1 kilogram sugar for 3 kilograms plums. Little sour. Jesus. A bit energy, Manuel. After that, you will have. Okay, that's it, right? I saved. Sorry, the music is loud. Anything else I need to save? I am. The most annoying thing in case of the Synapse 4 is changing the colors with changing the profiles. It's working for me, but it's sometimes such a RNG because I have to change the colors of my keyboard and of my mouse. I mean, the keyboard is the most important when I'm using different profiles. I don't remember how it was in the... But okay, it doesn't matter. This is not the most important, actually. So I'm just... Can I save any here? I just saved the profiles from the keyboard, from the mouse. Is there anything else I should save before I'm going to uninstall? Maybe I should save the files somehow. Anywhere? Do I have the files in the documents? I even have the profiles from the Razer. This is Razer? Not sure actually. Okay, where the Synapse is installed? I don't know. C. Program files. Razer. Yes, Razer. What is the size of this folder? 200 megabytes, so it's fine. Okay, I won't save. Okay, so right now I'm going to uninstall Synapse 4. Install. This version. Sorry, I want to install this version of the Synapse 3 from Jura. But after uninstall the Synapse 4, I need to restart the PC. Delete for yes, delete for first, and I don't need to clean the registry anyhow, right? That is not crucial. Also Chroma? No, just restart, yeah. Also Chroma, or that's going to be installed together, uninstalled. I go make some rolled pancakes with jam homemade. Send me some. Can delete both. After the restarting the PC, I'm going to open the stream once again to see if everything will work. I mean, I will install V3 version. Where is it? It's somewhere? Let me close the game. Oh, okay. It was just at the back. Razor is still here in the memory, but it's fine. Still waiting. I'm going to amazed if that macro will work faster with the downgrade version of the Razer Synapse, but also that won't be easy to explain people how to make it, because you know, I would love to have universal explanation to everyone. Doesn't matter which kind of hardware they're using, which, if Logitech or anything. Still waiting to uninstall the Chroma. I know it's probably not crucial, but I'm gonna wait. Okay, I think it's done. It's done. So I uninstalled right now. Restart PC. It's gonna take probably like 1 minute, but I'm gonna make it slow, correct, and then open the stream again. Be right back.